Hello and welcome to round 2 back 9 action from the Jackson Park Showdown at Jackson Park in Hendersonville, North Carolina, presented by AVL Disc Golf. On catch cam today we have Tommy Patterson. Drone footage courtesy of Nate Johnson. Your commentary team is Owen and Will Hickerson. On the card today we have Bryan from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Brocaille, also from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Hartford Berley from Taylor, South Carolina. Taylor Strutton from Easley, South Carolina. And Tony Malone from Fletcher, North Carolina. Hole 10 is par 3, 309-foot shot, and there are a lot of trees. But if you can miss this one tree right in the center here and either get to the left or the right of it, you might just have a shot at looking at the two.
All right, here we go. Back 9. Four-way tie for the lead. Yeah.
Well, that was nice in unison there.
Pressure's on. Hartford maybe a little right out of his stance, but looks like it made it most of the way through.
Yeah, a little slip on the pad there, but we'll see how it shook out. Smooth looking shot from Tony.
Yeah, great looking shot here. Oh
And
my goodness.
Nearly taps the pole there.
Yeah, that's how you put the pressure on. Back 9, four-way tie, park it. Bryan's got to follow that up, try to keep pace. A great drive from Bryan as well. I mean, that's a good putt at the basket.
Yeah, we've seen him make those. Taylor, who was kind of just along for the ride on that front 9 as these guys started to pull away.
Yeah, odd man out here, but he's going to try to keep pace with him and salvage a good round from him, but he caught one of those trees about midway down the fairway. Here we've got Caleb trying to match some of those drives from Tony and Bryan.
Catches some early leaves.
Some light ones though, and it's going to have a great putt as well.
Yeah. Oh, Hartford has found himself in trouble both times playing this hole.
Yeah, let's see if he can get up and down again.
Oh, skips under the backstop log. There is a little gap there.
Oh, and I bet he was thinking to himself, oh, that's going to be perfect. That's going to hit the log and stop, and there's that little gap underneath it.
Yeah, it's high enough or low enough the disc rolling will still stop, but anything skipping can slide on under. Oh, but Freeze hits the log and stops.
Oh, and wedges underneath it. Look at it. It's still standing up.
That is exactly what I was talking about. Just enough to stop the roll away.
Caleb draining his
Great
birdie putt
there
to keep pace with a couple of those that are closer for their birdies.
Well, he knows Tony's not missing from that distance.
A good par putt from Taylor. Keeping with it. Here's Hartford. Still a good putt. Still a good chance.
He
Saving
stayed
his
up top.
par.
Great putt for par there.
Yeah, that's a great putt. I mean, he knows he's going to lose one stroke here, but you got to make that putt and stay within striking distance. So Bryan's figuring out how he's going to mark this, how he's going to stand. He's got to get close enough. His knee's probably up against this tree here, but he's close enough that it doesn't matter.
He's got 11 inches behind the disc. He was probably being a little overly cautious.
Yeah, well, that's a great thing, too. You heard him as Tony taps in his drop-in birdie. You heard him talking to his card, hey, am I good? You know, he's confirming before he's going to throw, making sure he's not going to lose anything there. So,
right. Hole 11, par 3, 381 feet. We saw a few people get into trouble in the first round with this OB, which is the greenway here, large paved path, and right.
Yeah. Biggest thing to do for these guys, all within a stroke of each other, is keep this in bounds. Don't be the one to make the mistake and take yourself out of it again. Tony really emphasizing that. Playing it left at that tree, keeping it well in bounds.
Safe just beyond the drop zone there.
Caleb looks like a great shot underneath. Maybe not quite enough distance, but it's a long look and it's well safe. So
It's very tough to get the disc up there to the pin without challenging the branches on that tree there. Grass just eats up any low shots.
Hartford throwing that star power disc again.
It's a Prodigy X3.
Challenging the tree. Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds. Maybe. Yes.
Oh,
no.
it's rolled
yes.
back in and stayed in.
In bounds. He's safe. Man, that hit the tree. It rolled out of bounds. It rolled back in bounds. It looped back around.
No, his heart was in his throat right there. Watching that dance around.
Taylor looked like maybe he's going wide route. I love this route. Stays clean. Stays away from the OB.
And
Oh my
wow.
goodness. Taylor Strutton, the disc golf passer. That's a great shot from him.
finally getting a chance to show his stuff there.
Bryan Freeze.
Going up the middle, squeaks through the tree.
Yeah, again, one of those bailout shots, well safe, out in the fairway. Gives himself a chance at two, but doesn't risk too much.
Yeah, probably just a long, floaty bid from there. Hartford taking his meter in off the OB. Line up the forehand.
Oh, give it a bid. Oh,
Tries to ring it
Hartford.
up there and still keeps it close enough to tap in the par.
Trying to make the move late in the round here to make up the stroke he lost on the last hole. Caleb
Ooh.
giving it a good two bid.
Good line on it, just needed a little more power.
Putting his hands up in the air thinking, I just needed a little higher. He had the right line.
Bunch of tap-in pars here and one great birdie. Getting a stroke on the card, taking the box.
Yeah, putting himself back in reaching distance, you know. He's going to move up to 4 under, 4 back of some of these other folks on the card. You know, maybe he can make some strokes back, hang around there, and wait for somebody to come back to him.
Yeah, you never know. You can't stop. But he's got a long way to catch these guys, but you know he wants to maintain his position in the top 5.
Hole 12, par 3, little forehand flex shot or flip up forehand shot, 264 feet. You really want a disc to come in at this corner and then bail out right just a little bit, try to give you a putt at the basket.
Lining up the backhand is Taylor.
Yeah, after taking the box that great two, he's going to try to get sneaky through the
Little
inside. A little disappointed with that. I don't think he quite got through there.
Tony looks to be lining up the traditional shot here, the forehand.
Looks like Tony's got overstable. Maybe a Firebird type disc in his hand.
Oh, that is a Sexton Firebird for sure. Tony has a few old ones there in his bag.
Yeah, a little sawed off inside. He might have one of those skinny gaps through the corner. Maybe he only has some small trees in the way. After some not great drives, somebody could set the tone here and put one close.
Oh, a little low from Caleb. It's kind of a repeat of round 1 there for him.
And opportunity again, still here, ready for the taking for Hartford or Bryan. Try and put something close, get a stroke back, and put themselves in the conversation.
Yeah, no one's parked yet. Definitely an opportunity. That is a good looking shot from Hartford. Stay clean.
About the best looking backhand you can get on the hole. It's hard to get something that far up and get a late turn, so it'll be a good putt for Hartford to run.
Yes, that is ideal for the backhand right there. A little low from Bryan. Will he skip up the hill?
Also a good opportunity. Yeah, he snuck through that corner. He'll have a long look. He and Hartford both will have a long look for birdie. Maybe big putt time.
Taylor with a tricky little approach. Oh, catches that tree.
Stop rolling. Stop rolling.
Oh, no.
That's a bad break. Little off on his upshot. Catches a tree and gets a bad roll as well.
Tony having to work around this tree. Also trying to go high. Similar result.
Yeah, if you're not far enough up in that corner, it can be a tough upshot. And Tony going now to a Firebird, going to something he knows well, get out of trouble.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that'll be for bogey right there.
Taylor's going to get up and down
Taylor.
now. Caleb maybe thinking about this, maybe just putting it underneath. Yeah, that's a good layup. Smart. That's a fast green. Just wants to put it close. Don't take yourself out of it. You're tied for the lead, and Tony got into some trouble there on the corner. So
yeah, it's an interesting change because he ran a putt from a similar spot in round 1.
Oh, Bryan, there's the big putt time.
Wow.
That's big moves right there. Late in the round, several tied. Oh no, Hartford, stop rolling for him.
That's tough.
And
seeing Bryan sink that long birdie putt and then having to immediately follow up.
Oh, it almost makes a comebacker.
Almost a brilliant save there.
Yeah, Hartford can't blame himself for running that putt. I mean, it's do or die time right now. He's got to get each stroke he needs. Only so many holes left to try and get it back, and you just saw Bryan nail that long one.
Yeah, but that is the dreaded birdogey right there. Birdie putt turns into a bogey. Hole 13, par 3, 255 feet. Got two options here, the pure straight shot up the middle or the left-hand gap with the forehand for a righty. You can see Bryan line up that forehand now.
Oh, stay clean. Oh, that was tracking for the basket.
Have a long look there, probably 45, 50 feet out. A little low, but plenty of power.
That's a good putt at it from Caleb. He'll be just fine from there.
That might have been a good tree too. He was coming in with some heat there.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's me. It's me.
Yeah, that's right.
You walked up so convincingly. Maybe it's not me.
I'm just figuring out the order here.
5 people on a card, it's real tough. Sometimes your brain's used to 4 and you get in a rhythm. And Taylor going with the direct line, makes it through everything.
Wow. That is a
Faded maybe a little early, but he hit that initial gap just fine.
Hit the last 3 right.
Hartford not only trying to take the box from Taylor, but he was trying to take it from Tony too.
Oh, he was jumping way up there on that one.
He was ready to throw. He said, I got 2 strokes to make up. Let me throw.
Tony's lining up that forehand line again. Similar tree to Bryan there.
A long look going down that hill.
Yeah. Hartford also lining up the forehand. Trying to remember if he went backhand or forehand in round 1, but made a little change to the game plan. Oof.
Early.
That is the one mistake you can't make on that line. Oh, and another one.
Yeah.
All showing its teeth here.
A little slip on the jump putt, committed to it though. That's going to be in the circle.
Made my ankles hurt just seeing that.
All right. Some big putt time again. It's that time. Oh, Tony.
Come on.
All right. Again, big putt time. We're in that zone right here.
I'll just pulled it a little. Caleb's got the closest look.
Yeah.
Gets it high, but gets it to stick.
That's a good putt from Caleb. Putting the pressure on. Gonna try to take the outright lead going into hole 14.
I'll sit down now. That is an unfortunate roll there for Taylor.
Yeah, rolled out there to a little step putt for him and couldn't get it. Bryan noticed, normally really quick with his putt, coming down the stretch here in the second round, taking a little bit more time, thinking about it a little bit more.
Taking a breath.
You can kind of feel that pressure that's on them right now, coming down the stretch. And we said this hole showing some teeth. I would not have expected this, but round 2, this was the hardest hole on the course to par. There's some surprising statistics, but it showed some teeth. Some of those early trees can really get you into trouble.
Yeah, there are some places you can kick that you never want to go. Just leaving yourself no line back to the basket. Get in there, you can hardly figure out how your disc flew there.
And swapping to something different, we've got one of the easier holes on the course. Round 2, this was the second easiest on the course to par. Par 4, 474 feet. Really a simple hole if you stay clean on the first shot. Get out there, get yourself in a good position, and then hit the gap going up towards the basket. Caleb with the outright lead, sitting at double digits now.
10 under par and gets a clean drive off there. It's in good position.
And that's good. He's got the outright lead, got a clean drive, puts the pressure on the rest of the card. Bryan getting one out there just past
A little low.
the grass.
No skeeps.
No skeeps, Bryan says. No skeeps.
Yeah, we've had a lot of rain up in western North Carolina. The grass is lush and green. It's not allowing the disc to move too much.
Tony really needs a birdie here to try and keep pace and keep himself within striking distance of the leaders.
And that's a great way to do it. Prime position there.
Taylor with a great shot there. You could hear him take a deep breath right before he threw, focusing for the shot, calming himself, and throwing the shot that was needed.
Best drive of the group so far. It's a good bounce back after that unfortunate 3-putt on the last hole.
Hartford maybe a little straight on it, but it's coming back, and it'll have a gap to choose from.
Yeah, Bryan left a little more than he'd like on this, but he's still got all of the distance to get it up there.
He said no problem. 474, kind of a shorter par 4 than some other courses. Bryan said no problem. I'm a little out of position, a little far back, but he's still in the open and still had that gap to go for. Caleb also no problem putting himself within close birdie putt range. Tony with a little backhand turnover. Go in.
He keeps it off that pine. Oh, yeah. Sits it softly by the basket.
Oh, yeah, look at this drive from Taylor. Turned it a little too much, but he's still inside the circle with the putt.
Still putting there. Might have to get down one knee under that rhododendron.
Hartford, maybe a little backdoor here. Finds it no problem. Puts himself for a... Oh, he left that a little short. For the gap that he had. He's been putting pretty well this weekend. And that doesn't change. Maybe a little brush.
He's got room to take a normal stance. It's better than I thought there. Great putt. It's looking more and more like a star frame here. Yeah. Just formality at this point for Bryan and Tony. Tapping in these short ones.
Yeah, showing why this hole averaged so easy for the field. Taking the star frame again for this card.
All right, moving on to hole 15. Par 4, 477 feet. Got a long, narrow fairway that opens up a bit at the end here with a right finish.
We got Tony 9, Bryan 10, and Caleb 11. I think all three of them are in it at this point.
Yeah, the pressure's on each and every drive, and that's a clean one. Gets it out there.
And Caleb with all the pressure on the front of the box, and with a good drive, he's now passed it on to the next person. So
gets to just flip it. Bryan sticking to the game plan, throwing that forehand. And looks like he's in a similar spot to last round.
Yeah, I really like that from Bryan. Pressure scenario. He needs one stroke on Caleb, but he's not going away from his game plan. He's sticking to it. He's going to throw his shot he knows, take his birdie, and he's going to say, Caleb's going to have to beat me. I'm going to play my game. I'm going to get my birdies that I've planned on.
We'll stay off that tree. Oh, that. Sit down.
Okay, well, he'll have something over there.
Yeah, he'll probably be working a forehand from that angle, getting it up there.
Maybe not ideal, but he'll have something over there. He's far enough up the fairway. Taylor looking to solid drive, try to keep his top 5 finish, get off that tree. Oh, and he caught it and skips over.
So close.
Ooh.
Skips over towards 13's fairway down
That
there.
could put him in a tough spot.
Hartford definitely maybe thinking he needs to make a big move if he wants to crack into one of these top 3 guys.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, Hartford. A great angle.
great looking drive.
Smashes it down the fairway, and I think he's got a 2-putt. I mean, that's 477. I think he's probably sitting 400 feet down the fairway.
Yeah, he's got a long jump putt or maybe a little chip shot at it, but definitely something he can run, try to get the 2.
And a 2 from Hartford might make this interesting pretty quick. I mean, he's sitting 4 back of the leader, but a couple tricky holes left to go, and a shot like that from the leader, Caleb, bleeding some strokes here. Bryan trying to take opportunity of that and put himself within a range to get that birdie.
And he's done that perfectly, and Caleb still has some work to do.
Yeah, and Caleb already knows he's losing 1 stroke. He needs to put this close to keep himself tied for the lead.
Didn't quite see where that finished, but we'll find out in a second.
Looked like it caught something. Tony with a great drive. We said he'd have something, and he definitely found it.
He worked that forehand beautifully there.
Oh, Hartford maybe was a little further out than I thought, but still an easy up and down.
Yeah.
He's going to take an easy 3 and move on.
Easy birdie. Sometimes you just want that low stress shot.
Caleb with the chance at it from over here. Taylor almost ringing it up from outside the circle. And Tony for birdie. Try to get within 1 of Bryan and tie Caleb. The way it's shaping out.
And he does just that. Nails the putt. Bryan looking around for his disc, hiding behind that tree.
And a short putt, but you know, down here down the stretch in the tournament, you can see him taking a little extra time than he normally does. Wants to make sure he makes no mistake here and moves to 11 down.
Oh, it's shaping up for an exciting finish. No one really able to separate and pull away.
Hartford taking a good birdie. Gonna move him to 8. Solidifying kind of his spot there in the top 4, at least this card.
Frustrating bogey there for Caleb.
Last 3 holes. Go time. Hole 16, par 3. This is a must birdie for this card, especially these guys that want a chance at the win. Little backhand from Bryan. He likes to go down this right side.
Oh, hits the root and bounces back, but he's still got a putt there in the circle.
Yeah, he's definitely thinking to himself he deserved a shorter putt than that, but that's still a putt. It's still inside the circle, and I think he'll make no problem of it.
Tony trying to put it a little closer, put some extra pressure on Bryan in his putt.
Tony putting it out there well inside the circle, putting some pressure on Bryan as well. He's still there. He's saying, I'm right here. I'm not going away. You're going to have to execute the next couple of holes as well if you want to beat me. Hartford trying to secure his spot. Left it a little short right.
Yeah, Hartford's in that tough position of probably knows he's out of a chance for the win, but doesn't want to drop too many places, needs to stay focused. A good kick there for Taylor, giving him a putt. That's a great looking shot from Caleb. Catches the backstop there, keeps him nice and close.
No real danger here for Hartford. He's got a green light to run this.
Ooh. Drifts just a little long. Just a little tentative there from Taylor.
Some important putts here. Caleb taking his birdie, staying in the mix.
It's a way to bounce back after that bogey on hole 15. Bryan waiting for the view behind the basket to clear. Oh, this hole, it's been the same thing both times, just a little relaxed on the putt.
Yeah, you know, he was real relaxed on the putt round 1, early round 2, and was taking a little bit more time down here towards the end, and maybe tried to go back to his quick putt and got a little distracted by maybe those on that hole behind.
Hole 11 there behind him, yep.
It's important. Yeah, he was talking about, oh, I should have just waited. I think that's, you know, important. You sit there, wait for him to go past, wait for him to stop walking.
Yeah, you could hear the conversation there. Oh, I think they're out of the way. And then as he steps up to putt, kind of realizes he should have waited a moment longer.
Just going to tap in his par.
That'll put us at a 3-way tie for the lead with 2 holes to play. Hole 17, par 3. It's definitely not a gimme from this long tee pad.
Yeah, 270, but I think it plays a little longer than that. Goes uphill a little bit, so...
Uphill with a narrow tunnel.
Here we go, 3-way tie. Need these close.
Definitely a tough backhand shot.
Tony getting most of the way there. I think he's like pin high left.
It's pin high left, but that's a tough putt. Lots of skinny trees in the way of that putt. Could tell he's a bit frustrated with himself.
Yeah, he's thinking to himself, I need to birdie these last 2 and win this tournament. 2 other guys tied with you, you're definitely thinking birdie, birdie.
Yeah, you're assuming someone on the card with you is going birdie, birdie to finish. So anything you drop here, swings it a little wide and kicks back to the middle, but that's going to be a long look.
You know, I think Caleb and Tony there just opened the door for Bryan if he can put this close.
Oh, but Bryan pulls it as well. No one.
Pressure maybe getting to all
top
3 of them.
Yeah. Not able to execute the tee shots. Hartford going back to the backhand here.
A little inside, and he's had a couple of those shots this weekend inside, kind of when he was trying to turn it right.
Yeah, just a little grip lock, a little late release. Ooh, get down before that road.
And nobody really finding the fairway directly.
And Hartford still got some work here. But that looks like a clean shot.
I think that
maybe
caught
it hit something
right.
Yeah.
All right, some important scramble shots here. Bryan trying to get up and down. Scramble does a great, I mean, that's a great scramble shot right there. Pressure on. He knows he's got to put that close. He's got no choice but to put that close.
That's...
And Hartford not getting enough turn on that upshot.
That's turned into a big number for Hartford there.
Some big putts available. Caleb could put some pressure on here.
Stepper a little high, and this green, it can get away from you real quick.
And a putt like that late can be a dagger. I mean, you see somebody second to last hole making a putt like that and taking even a one-stroke lead, and that changes kind of the dynamic going into the last hole.
Oh, completely.
I think Tony's got the opportunity for that here, too, from the woods over here. He's got to look at it.
Oh, hits the cage.
And he almost did just that. I mean, that could have been a dagger. Even a one-stroke lead could be that.
Good bid there.
Yeah, Hartford trying to clean up something over there.
Ooh. Gets
Taylor-
it to drop.
Catching the far right chain link. That's all I needed, though.
Yeah, he had a nice gentle speed on that.
Yeah, he's hyped. He's hyped. He said, "Oh yeah, that right chain link. That was it right there." An important comeback putt here for Caleb. He drains it.
Handles the pressure well there.
All right,
Bryan
well,
stepping up for a tap in, and that's about where his drive was last round, so you know he's a little frustrated to be tapping in for par from right there this
yeah,
time.
definitely an opportunity for any three of those guys, any of those three guys to take a stroke on the card and take a lead going into the final hole, but they're going to find themselves in a three-way tie with one hole left to play.
All the pressure on, exciting finish coming here.
All right, and here it is, hole 18, 516 feet, par 4. These three guys, fighting for the lead here, are going to want a clean drive, try to get down near this red basket, and then try to have the easy up and down to the yellow basket. So they cannot hit a tree off this drive. They've got to keep it clean. Somebody's going to birdie this hole.
And Tony steps up first, has an opportunity to put the pressure on everyone else on the card. A little low there. Oh, catches a tree. All right.
See if
Leaving
Bryan
the door open for Caleb here.
Yep. See if either one of these guys can get a clean drive through these woods. I think one of them's bound to. Taking a little extra time than they normally do. They know this is important.
Good stop there from Caleb.
Oh, and it needs to stay clean.
And it does.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Caleb. I mean, that's
Edge of the
big time
wood line
pressure
there.
on Bryan now. Edge of the rough down there. He should have a pretty open up and down.
Oh yeah, that's prime position.
See if Bryan can keep pace. Goes kind of
Looks
that
like
right
a
side as
similar
well.
line. Oh yeah, and matches him well. Might have a tree in his stance right there, but he's near the edge of the wood line, not too much in his way.
Yeah, they're both far enough down. They'll have some options available to them. Nothing foregone down there though. Just still a couple of trees to play around, and still the slope, and still a putt to make at the end.
Oh, and there's usually a bit of wind on that green as well, being out in the open, kind of near the road.
Taylor catching an early tree as well.
Yeah. A little inside and catches the tree.
Taylor finding a line in here.
And he's pretty much out of the woods now. Right on the edge there.
Hartford trying to find some sort of forehand flip-up line in there. Here's Tony. He's got a line in there. He's got an opportunity here. Little high.
Oh, catches a branch and drops by the red basket.
He had the right angle if he'd gotten that a little lower. Here's Bryan. Gives himself a good putt at the basket.
Oh, yeah,
That's well
well
inside
inside.
the circle.
Yes.
So pressure's now on Caleb to execute his upshot to the basket.
Good little recovery shot there.
Here we are.
Caleb
It's
looking at the forehand,
right in front of him.
which can slope down towards the OB. But yeah, it's wide open, large gap here.
Gives it a good angle, it looks like.
Ooh, skips a
little
long.
long. I don't think any of those putts are guaranteed. I think both of them definitely, they're good putts, but they got to make them.
You know from that position he'd like to be closer there. Tony needs to throw this in.
Oh, and he gave that everything he had in him.
Yeah,
I mean,
gave it a chance.
all right, here we go. Hartford's got a putt here. He's going to try to show these two guys how it's done.
Oof. Just a little low.
Here's the pressure. It comes down to one putt. Can you make it? Caleb does. He's locked in. He's locked in. Let's see if Bryan can match him. And here they are, back to back. Bryan's a little closer. Takes his time.
Oh,
maybe he's
stop.
Yep. Maybe he's waiting on some distractions. Maybe just regrouping himself. Makes it as well. We've got a playoff on our hands.
Bonus golf. 36 holes wasn't enough.
They said I wanted more than a 2-round tournament. I'm getting my money's worth. I'm playing extra golf.
They definitely are.
Taylor trying to make a good putt to finish his round. Solidify some merch prize.
And Tony tapping this in.
Yeah, Tony taking...
Just barely missing out on the playoff.
Yeah, and he's definitely, I think, probably looking back through his round, thinking one stroke here, one stroke there, and...
But he made a great push.
Shot a great final round, a great push to try and keep up with Bryan and Caleb and try to make up for round one.
Yeah, he started 4 strokes back of the lead this round, so valiant effort there.
And bonus golf, Bryan and Caleb both at 12 down. Caleb catching up to Bryan in the round by 2. Here we go.
And sudden death playoff, starting on hole 1, and oh, that's not how you want to lead it off. Right there.
This isn't over though yet. I mean, this is not a guaranteed birdie for Caleb, even if he gets clean. I mean, Bryan can get up and down, take a par, force Caleb to do something special to beat him.
Certainly, Caleb definitely wants to pull this drive off and take away a bit of the nerves and pressure, give himself at least a look at 2.
Yeah, Caleb's thinking, I want to end this right here, right now. Give myself a putt.
He's throwing it out wide. He's got an easy up and down for 3, but a tough look at 2.
Okay, so I think that Bryan's got to get up and down now, but...
And you can hear it and see it. The wind is
roll
picked
to the
up.
basket and sit.
Oh, it is a downward slope, but okay, that's...
A little far, but... Okay, Caleb's got an opportunity here. Try to take it with a long putt. A little bit of wind. A lot of pressure. Oh,
almost.
You could see, I think he thought it was in. Let's see. Come on, Bryan. This is his opportunity to push.
Oh, no. You hate to see it like that. Caleb's still got a little distance left to finish here.
Oh, and Bryan knows he had it. He made the upshot he needed. And Caleb to take it down.
Taking down the win. I think that's
MA1 champion.
3 for 3 this year.
Yeah, he won the other 2 earlier in the year. He's you called him the local pro, the king of the course. We were talking about Tony shooting that hot round, 7 down, 994 rated. He made a valiant effort to come back, but Caleb and Bryan take it to the playoff, and Caleb takes it down on hole 1.
Shout out to Lance Harden and Corey Ginley climbing into the top 5 there.
Thanks for watching, everybody.